Good morning, Wilmington. I have a very special guest with me this morning. I have my mentor, but also professional development coach with Code Differently. Hi, Miss Lori. How are you?
I am so excited to be here. Happy to see you and excited to talk about Code Differently.
Yes. Did you notice how I said Miss Lori? I didn't even say
I know,
Lori
I know,
Hayes.
right?
I can't call Miss Lori Hayes.
I'm gonna give you executive privilege today.
Okay. That's awesome. Tell me about Code Differently.
Well, if I were to sum it up, Code Differently changed lives.
Wow.
It changes generations. It changes the community. Code Differently is an opportunity it's a workforce development program that is geared specifically towards making sure that people of color and women that look like me have an opportunity to enter into the coding workforce and really make an impact on the tech industry. So I'm so excited to be partnering with Code Differently.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. How long have you been with Code Differently?
So I've been partnering with them about 2 years, really intense this year, doing some work, professional development work with them, really on a weekly basis. So we were finding that the students were coming and we're able to give them the tech work, but it's those soft skills that we really needed to hone in on. You know, things like learning how to dress professionally, how to make sure that you are speaking well and that you're able to sell yourself to the employers. So those are the opportunities that I get to go in, work with these students and ensure that they have not only the technical skills they need, but the soft skills as well.
That's awesome. So you've been 2 years. Tell me about your role and your association with Code Differently.
Yeah, so one way that I'm associated with Code Differently is I happen to have a few years working in high school, just a few years working in high school. So I was able to see the program up close and personal. I've seen the personal benefits of individuals, not only just my students, but my family as well. And so when the opportunity was presented to me to be able to help these students by just kind of brushing them off and making sure that they have all the rough edges smooth, I jumped at the opportunity. So it's really, really great. We're coming fresh off of, I'm like on my Code Differently excitement because we're fresh off of our debate today where the students were debating different topics. And so through that, I like to do some project-based learning. So through that project-based learning, they were able to work on their speaking skills and more importantly, being able to look at problems from all vantage points. So sometimes you can go into something and you have your idea of the way that it should go, and you never take into consideration how the other person feels. Yeah. So through debate, random debate, some of them had to look at things from a retrospective perspective and say, okay, what's the other side thinking about this? And I think through this project, through that teamwork project, they were able to gain some real good skills. So I was thoroughly impressed. Good job to all my babies. Good job.
I love that. How you call it my babies.
They're grown babies. They're grown and they still my babies.
So you talked a little bit about your background with high school. How did you come to work with Code Differently?
Yeah, so I, in 2017, after spending 16 years at the Howard High School of Technology, shout out to the Wildcats.
Right here in Wilmington?
Right here in Wilmington. After working at Howard for 16 years, I kind of felt like I'm the Harriet Tubman of sort. Like I had to go and tell everybody, come on. It's okay.
Yes.
And I wanted to kind of expand outside of the walls of just my school and be able to have an impact across the entire state, across the country now. You know, there's opportunities that I find myself, like the other day I was in Boston virtually. And so through my company, Lori L Speaks, I do a lot of consulting work, not only with professional development work such as Code Differently, but also going into schools, working with student leaders, and more so diversifying the way leadership looks like in schools.
Yeah, that's really good. Even speaking to that point, and you can delve into this a little bit further. Why is this something that we should get involved with? Why is this something that we need to know about?
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked. Because there's lack of representation. And there's a such thing as having equity and equality.
Wow.
So when you're talking about everybody being equal, it's saying, okay, everybody has the opportunity to go into the tech field. Everybody can go into it. You can apply, I can apply. But when we're talking about being equitable, it's saying, but I've got some barriers in my way that you might not have. And so it's taking those things into consideration. You know, if we were to say, hey, Sass, you know, I'm going to try and get to this side of the couch, and you have to try and get to this side of the couch. And whoever gets to this side of the couch wins the race. I'm more likely to win the race because I'm a little bit closer.
Yeah.
We both have the opportunity to get to this side.
Yeah.
It's just making it equitable so that we can. So I come and I invite you on my side and I say, now let's see who can get to this side of the couch.
That's powerful. That's powerful. So how would you, maybe even personally, but where do you see this going?
World domination.
That plain and simple.
That's the way I see it. I see Stephanie and Tyreek, they have a vision. More than a vision, they have a passion to see people's lives changed, to see the tech industry changed. It's not only people of color, but it's also women. If you look at the tech industry, women are disproportionately underrepresented in the tech field.
Wow.
And so through this program, we are increasing the number of people that are eligible. It's one thing to be able to go. It's another thing to be qualified for it.
Absolutely.
Like when you get in these positions, we need you to be able to keep the job when you get there. So we can teach you, and that's kind of the role that I play, in that I can teach you how to get the job. I can teach you JavaScript. I can teach you, I don't know these terms, these kids have taught me this. I don't really know, I'm faking like I do, but I'm gonna do it, okay? But they know the terms, they know the things, but if you don't know things like showing up on time is important.
Yes.
Making sure that you know how to properly send an email is important. Advocating for yourself in the industry is important. Knowing how to network is important. If we don't teach them those skills, then they're not going to be able to be as successful as they could be. So kudos to Tyreek and Stephanie for understanding that it's talking to the total person, not just talking to the tech side, but talking to that personal side. And then, you know, I'm able to say stuff that, you know, they probably wouldn't say, like, get your whole life together. Nobody is going to hire you because you are not representing yourself well. And the relationship that we've established with each other, we're able to do that, and I'm just so excited to work with them.
That's awesome. I love to hear about the relational aspect of this organization, because I think that's what's important, right?
It is paramount. Not only is it just that it's a program, but they understand. Stephanie and Tyreek understand what it is to be in the tech industry. And one of the reasons that Code Differently exists in the first place is because they were tired of being in rooms and not seeing themselves.
Wow.
You know, it's one thing I've spent, and you can relate to this as well. I've spent a large portion of my life being in rooms where I'm the only one. But you know, we have to get to a point where we say, that's not okay. But not only is it not okay, I'm going to do something about it. Because we can all sit by the water cooler and have all these conversations and all these opinions. But if you're not ready to put some action behind your comments, it might be best that you not say anything. This is the season where everybody has to step up and do their part. It wasn't okay for me to sit in my beautiful office at Howard and be safe and secure and not have to step out on faith and run my own business. I had to put my personal things aside and say, how can I service my community? How is it when I come to Wilmington? Listen, I know the streets of Wilmington more than I do where I live because I spent enough time here to be able to invest in the community. So we can't just keep saying, oh, look at the stats. Look at the stats and all the things that are going on. What are you going to do about it? With action, I'm tired of people posting things, talking about how bad it is, how we need change. You have the skills to be able to change that. What you going to do?
Well, you have it. That's a call to action. Tell people where they can go to find out more information and to get involved.
Yes, so you can go to Code Differently's website to get information about the program. They're constantly taking new cohorts, taking new applicants. And then you can find me at LorielSpeaks.com and all social media platforms at L'Oreal Speaks. We're building an army of leaders.
That was excellent. I'm so thrilled, obviously, personally and professionally. I've learned so much, and I'm so excited that you were able to come and join us today.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks, guys. We'll be right back.